What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial, and I just want to say happy Christmas and a happy new year to everyone. It's been a great year. Just thought I'd do a Christmas video just to mark the occasion. So it's just a reindeer, so it's an animal one, yeah, so it could be Rudolph if you wanted to give it a red nose, but it's just we've got the reindeer antlers coming down here, face here. It's from a kid's book. I found it, so it's kind of like it's got a bigger eye than sort of is realistic, and he's kind of smiling a little bit. So, you know, I guess reindeers are magical creatures, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. So anyway, let's go. We'll do the eye. So the eye is just here. So the head is coming down, say here, and the antlers swing back right up into the corner up here. So we're just below the halfway line, tiny little bit. You could do it on the halfway line if you wanted, but I just need to fit in more of the antlers up here. So we're just along this line, and we're in a bit towards this side, just a tiny little bit, just over here. So halfway, and then we're in here. You just want to make sure you leave enough room for the nose down here. So we'll start with the top eyelid. So we're going to curve it around just here, like so. So we're going diagonal that way, and then this is going to come underneath like so. So these two sort of spikes on the end, these sort of dark sections of the reindeer's eye, sticking off like so. Then we have an iris, so a semicircle just here. And a pupil just in here. Curve it around like so. And dark black inside. You could leave a shine in it if you wanted, like so. Then I might make this a bit darker here. And then we'll add just a line for the tear ducts, so just a line in there, just to show where the eyeball begins. So then we have kind of an eyebrow, or an eyebrow line coming up here. Coming up and around the eye, like so. We might have a little eyelid line underneath, one or two of them. It's coming around like this. And another one just here. It could be a bit hairier if you wanted to make them a bit furry. Now, so the top of the head is just right here above the eyebrow, so it's going to come this way. So this comes down to his long face. So it keeps going, like so. We've got a bit of a dip here, so it kind of dips down like that. And then this is going to have a small bump in it. And then it goes around a nostril, just there. And then it comes down, so it comes down this direction. And then around to his lip. So it's like a hook, like a fishing hook, just there. And then the next side of his mouth, so we curve it this way, starting there. And then this is going to curve around. Now, if you want to keep it more realistic, you could just do a sort of a straight mouth. But in the Christmas spirit, spreading good cheer and goodwill amongst men, we're going to give him a smile. Curve it up like that. Just a little curvy mouth just here. Then the bottom lip, just down from over this side. So we're going to bring it down like so. And then the bigger side of it is over here and curves there. Curves up and around. So it's like the bottom lip, just there. Now, so he's got, reindeer have harnesses, so Santa's reindeer do anyway. So so we have a harness that goes around his snout, and there's like a gold Christmas tree plate right here. So let's see. So we'll do a bump line just here for the bottom of the strap, and then this strap comes up like so, right? Then we have this gold plate, so we're going to circle it around. You could do any type of design inside this. You could do any sort of Christmas design you wanted. It's up to you, but it's got sort of gold circles, balls sticking up all around it, going the whole circumference of the circle. Like so. There's a Christmas tree in here. So simple, you start with a little V just there on top and bring it down. Get a bit wider as we go down. And then the bottom of the tree, the stump just there. And there might be a star on top. Like so. Then the rest of this strap goes around his nose. Just there. And we have to add a nostril right in here. So it's an unusual sort of shape. It looks like a chili pepper. That is actually what it looks like. So for the top of the chili pepper, we go around like so. And then this comes up to the spiky part of the chili pepper, like so. So that's like his nose, and then he's got sort of a skin flap around it, I guess. It's the only way to put it. Comes around like that, a raised portion. Surely you can think of a better word to call that. Skin flap. Nostril. No, the edge of the nostril. That's a nostril. What's this? Oh my god. Don't mind me. Right, so there you go, and then we have just some lines coming on the top of that nose there. Just some bumps just to give it some definition. And right, so then the rest of the face. So his jaw, it's kind of a hairy jaw. So he's got, first he has the reins coming all the way back. So coming this way. It's a double line, of course. Like so. And then his jaw is going to come up in here. So you can make it kind of a hairy line. You know, you don't have to be too precious about it. Just make sure it goes just around this direction. Like so. So that's like his jaw. And then it sort of goes this way now. Back around to here. Like so. And the other part of the harness comes up around the back of his head underneath his ear. So this is going to go this way. Just to there, and then it comes the other direction as well. Like so. And then, so that's the back of his head, so his neck comes down from here. So it goes like so, and then travels off the page, just goes off this way. Like so. And the bottom of his neck then is down here. Real furry reindeer neck. Spikes. Adding hair all the way down. And maybe some coming down his neck just here as well. adding just little details. You don't have to add too much of this, of course. And right, so his ear. So it's just here. So it comes out just here above his eyebrow, and it spikes like so. And it's going to come around to a point and then come back down to here. It's a bit furry down the bottom. Like so. And there might be some fur actually on his on his cheek just here as well. Then there's kind of an edge to it, a darker edge just here. And then a furry kind of inside part. Furry goes that way. Just adding sort of hairlines, hair spikes sticking up. Just trying to make it look hairy, like so. And then, so we have the antlers. So they come out from the top of his head. So we have one here just beside the ear. So antlers sticking out there, coming up like so. Then the other one is just beside it, say right here. It's kind of on the other side of his head, so it comes up to here. And then we can see the top of his head just in here and going behind his ear and then down back the other way. And then the rest of his head comes down, joins to there. And because his head is kind of turned a bit towards us, we can just see the eyebrow, this sticky up eyebrow here, that's on this side. We can just see the bump of it on the other side, just there. Like so. And maybe a line here just for the bridge of his nose. Like so. And then around the bottom of this antler, we just have a raised up portion just coming down around like that. Maybe a little bit here as well. So our antlers now. So big reindeer, caribou, however you call them. I don't know what the species name. I think it's caribou, is it? Or reindeer and caribou the same thing? I'm not sure. Right, so stop saying so. Curve it this way first and up like so. And then bring it down. Curve it back around like this. Kind of looks like coral. Have you ever seen coral in the ocean? Kind of looks like that. Now this gets longer, so we're going to bring it longer up that way. And then it curves around up to a spike just here. They're kind of rounded tops on them. They're not really like sharp. And this goes up to here, and this goes behind another one. So this goes down into there. And then we finish off this one in here, so there, like that. And then a line down like so. And then this goes that way. And then from here, we do the bottom half curving up and around like so. Of course, you can do antlers any way you sort of want, really. There's no sort of rule. I've seen some really cool fantasy sort of artworks with sort of spirits of the forest, sort of big like deer with massive antlers, like bigger than 4 times their body and stuff like that. Some really cool ones out there. Right, so then this one comes out from just up here, so it travels, jump over this one, and keep going around, up to there, back out, kind of a square section. This comes up to there, comes around, down, underneath, to there. And the next one, just in front of this one, curving letter C, comes down, curves down this way. This is going to come all the way back into here now. So it's going to go boom. Oh, oops. And then this comes back out from behind his ear, say, so just like here. And then it comes up and around. All the way up to the corner. So we're going to bring it all the way. Like so. Around like this. And then we have last bit just here, I think. So this curves around this. Down like so. Sticking out like that. Curves around up to that one. Curves around behind there. Finish it there. And maybe one more line just here. Right, so you can add, if you wanted, you can add like texture lines sort of all over these antlers. So I might do that and see how it looks, and we can just, I'll just speed it up. So it just, you're just following the direction of the antlers basically. You're just imagining how they grew, and you're just adding all those lines. Okay, so we just finished the harness here. So it just comes up. It's going to go off the page there. Back like so. And you can add some sort of hairlines just to show maybe some hair just on his neck. Like so. And it's coming down maybe this way. Coming down here to show maybe a color change. There's like a white portion, then like a light brown, and then like a darker brown here. Sort of tougher fur. All going that way. But that is the general idea how to draw a Christmas reindeer. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy Christmas to you. See you in the next video.